All right, so welcome back here to the Winter Fancy Food Show. And again, we are continuing our coverage on innovators and tastemakers in specialty food. And today I've got with me Sana with Diaspora.
Yes.
Very beautiful to have you.
Thanks so much for having us.
All right, so let's learn a little bit about Diaspora and you. Tell me all about it.
So essentially 3 years ago, I realized that the spice aisle hadn't seen an upgrade in a very long time. The same farm-to-table ethics and values that applied to your tomatoes or your peaches, those were not being applied to where our spices were coming from.
Yeah, okay.
And in general, spices were ending up being dusty, flavorless, and old. And so I started a company that essentially is the only equity-based, sustainable spice company out there. We work directly with small partner farms across India.
Right.
We always ensure same-year harvest. Most spices out there are between 5 to 7 years old.
Wow.
So we're making sure that it's same year and then that's it. And we're also just bringing a new level of equity to our farm partners where we pay them between 2 to 10x the commodity price.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we're trying to shake things up.
So that really ups the ante in terms of freshness. What, I guess from a farmer standpoint that are out there, your partners, they must love this. I mean, for them, it's a boom in terms of revenue.
Initially, they don't even believe that it's possible. They
Okay.
they're skeptical of me, or this like Indian girl shows up and I'm too young, and it just shocks them. But I think, now we have about 7 farm partners across India,
Okay.
and they are so dedicated to us, and I'm as much their friend as I am their money lender, as I am their therapist. And we're really trying to build long-term relationships. So
Very nice.
Our turmeric farmer started with 350 kilograms, and he's now at 20 tons, 20
Oh, wow.
metric tons.
Okay.
So we're really
That's a
they're
big
growing with
jump,
us. Well,
Okay.
it took 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so what would be some of the spices that you would say are kind of the new edgy flavors that are coming into through Diaspora?
Yeah. So actually, I was listening to the founder of A Dozen Cousins talk yesterday, and he's a really edgy company right now, Ibrahim. And he was talking about how Asian and Afro-Latino audiences and millennials and Gen Z were going to be in the majority going forward.
Yep.
And the grocery industry and the market doesn't cater to us right now.
Right.
So all the flavors that we grew up eating with, turmeric, cumin, chilies, those are flavors that need to be getting a lot more attention now.
Yep.
And companies like mine are relevant because of that. So there's a little bit of like, we're building this company for us, by us. Yeah.
I'm kind of curious because the spice trade, I mean, there's some big companies out there. You've got McCormick out there.
My competition is huge.
Yeah, I mean, these are giants in the industry. You guys are kind of breaking the gate, which is kind of the DNA of this show. We have a lot of startups here that are kind of breaking down the old traditional boundaries of what food service and really, for that matter, especially food consisted of for the last few decades.
Right.
Why do you think we've seen such a shift in how business is being done? You obviously are having to walk that walk.
Yeah, I think because one, there's a generation like mine. So I'm 26 years old. I started this company when I was 23. I lived half my life in India, the other half here.
Right.
I can, get on a flight super easily and open an export company in India and then get back on a flight here and open an import company. The barriers to doing business are coming down.
Yeah.
And we're hungry for better. I think I have tahini in my pantry as much as I have turmeric, as much as I have a Sichuan chili crisp. So the way that customers are eating is changing so fast. There's room for people like us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so technology is kind of stripping the barriers down. Obviously, access to information, growth, just being able to grow a business, in general, today is so much easier.
I did it all on Shopify.
There you go. Yep, I love that. Which is kind of funny when you look at the differences in how startups are done today versus just a short 5 years ago.
Even 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So as a young entrepreneur and in the specialty food space, which as you can see, this is a massive show.
It's madness in the best way.
Then you've got New York, which is even bigger.
Yeah.
So obviously this entire thing is blowing up. What are some of the biggest challenges you're seeing going, wow, we really need to address these things?
I think the biggest one is upping the ante on sourcing.
Okay.
I think specialty coffee and bean to bar chocolates have really led the way in saying, this is where your cacao is grown. This is how much the person is paid. I think applying that across the board. Slow Food coming out of Italy did an amazing job with really highlighting that. But I want to see that in the India aisle. I want to see that in the Peru aisle.
Right.
But I think that's also a challenge in terms of, doing transnational business is hard. So I want to see a lot of those barriers of like import and export actually coming down to deal with the way people are consuming now. I find that a lot of the regulatory bodies are living in the 1980s,
right?
Whereas we're in 2020, guys.
Sure,
like, let's
sure.
move.
Do you see any kind of issues in the forefront if you look at five years down the road? I mean, obviously, great entrepreneurs have this ability to see the future almost. I feel like they have that vision, that extra set of goggles that kind of give them that view that no one else is looking for. What are you seeing down the road going, this is really going to happen? We're going to see these kinds of moves.
I see direct-to-consumer.
So D2C.
100%. Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of wholesale accounts. We're in about 400 doors right now.
Right.
But we're very selective about them. But ultimately, we're still 80% direct-to-consumer.
Yeah. That's a big growth category right now. Especially with specialty food. You know.
And the stories it allows you to tell, the connection it allows you to have is so powerful. I mean, we recently got off of Amazon, and we've actually seen our direct-to-consumer grow by making that move.
Interesting.
By not being on Amazon anymore, because now we own those customers, we own those emails. So for us, we're really tapping into how does anybody that's buying high-quality olive oil, they're our customer, right? Because they care about cooking. So how are they consuming? What would make it easier for them to replenish their spice pantry and to continuously be inspired to use it? And subscriptions, getting them recipes in their inbox all the time, that's the way.
Yeah. I do that with salt now.
Awesome.
And a little small artisan salt company, they send me a box every 6 months.
Are you talking about Jacobson?
Yeah.
Oh, we just did a collaboration with them.
Okay.
Ben is a very good friend. He's amazing.
Great product.
And
I found it, accidentally. I mean, they do great digital marketing. So, I'm looking for culinary XYZ, and up pops,
Hell yeah.
their salt product.
Yeah.
And I love that because it is a product I cannot even get remotely access to anywhere.
Right.
Even some of the specialty gourmet shops just don't have that stuff.
Right.
So you feel like the trends in terms of taste profiles really accelerating with the millennial generation, the ability to handle D2C, digital marketing is obviously playing a big factor there.
I was paying a graphic designer before I was paying myself. My graphic designer has always made the most money because we need it to look slick and we need it to look. I mean, we're trying to communicate these complex supply chain things in super sexy, fun ways.
Yeah.
We use illustrated tigers to help drive our point home, and it works.
Yeah. Well, I think which I didn't even know, and I've been in the food business for 20 plus years. I didn't realize that spices are 5 to 7 years old.
They're nasty.
That's terrible. Okay, well, I'm going to clean out my spice shelf.
Well, I got some turmeric for you, so you're fine.
All right. Well, Sana, it's been great having you on the show today.
Thanks
so much for stopping in.
Amazing. Thanks for having me.
All right, so make sure and stay tuned right here at the Winter Fancy Food Show. We're going to have more great entrepreneurs just like Sana covering right here at the show. So stay tuned right here. We'll catch you soon.